Recently, I got a question which was very, very interesting, and it's a question that comes up a lot. Um, can doing spirit box sessions in your house attract spirits? Can it increase activity in your house? The person that asked the question had said that they had increased activity and is wondering, can doing spirit box sessions can that be the cause of the activity? Now, there's a lot of theories out there. There's a lot of people that say, "Oh, when you turn on a spirit box, you're opening a portal and that." And that's not proven. And in fact, I'm in a new apartment. It's a few years old, and I do spirit box sessions here a lot, and I have had incidents of activity. Now, the big question in my case is it because I'm opening communication, or is it because I have old, supposedly haunted items in my house? I cannot prove either way, and I have to be honest. Even with haunted dolls or haunted bits and pieces, army medals, can energy attach themselves to that? That I can only learn in time. I will not learn overnight. And other people's theories on it is other people's theories. And in the paranormal, you want to experience stuff for yourself. But when it comes to spirit box sessions, what we often do, and I often do, is when I turn on the spirit box, I try to picture, because all we can do is imagine what is happening when there's positive communication coming through. When you get a response to your question, is that spirit activity coming into the area around you, or are they communicating on a different plane? And in a way, somebody once says in the paranormal that you switch over your channels on your television and you switch from BBC One to Channel 4. But just because you switch over to Channel 4 and you can't see BBC One anymore, doesn't mean BBC One isn't there. It is difficult. It's a difficult. This is the thing about the paranormal. There's no 100% answers, and anybody that claims that they can give you 100% answers is most likely lying. They can only tell you from, their years of experience and their thoughts on it. Because at the end of the day, trying to prove this by science is extremely difficult, and possibly impossible. Yes, I've increased activity in my house. What will happen is something might move, then I'll have a flash or an orb. Sometimes you get these flashes of light and there's a blue streak through them. That's very common in a lot of orbs or light anomalies. You get this tinge of blue. That happens a lot. Orbs. I've had objects thrown. I've had one stage where I was here shooting a video and I had a ball of paper flying past me and only myself in the house. Is that because I do so much ITC here? I don't know. The thing is, my home is contaminated with two things. So I'm trying, in my case, I have items, antique items, dolls, boxes, uh, uh, writing boxes, an old army medal, lots of these kind of items. And then I do spirit box sessions, so I have two possible sources, but can't distinguish from the two. You know, it would be different if I was in an empty house and I done spirit box sessions, and then I started getting activity. Then I have nothing else to blame, if you know what I mean. So I don't honestly know. What I do find at times is, you know, I could get increased orb activity, and, you know, noises and things if I stop doing spirit box sessions for a while. Say if I haven't done spirit box sessions for a couple of weeks, and then when I start doing the spirit box sessions, it calms kind of down. We can throw a theory at this one. Is the noises and activity, is it attention seeking? Do you know? Is it because I open communication so much, and then for a couple of weeks they have no way of communicating? It's a theory. I can't prove that. But that's what I find sometimes, is when I haven't done spirit box sessions for a while, I'll get a little bit of activity, then I'll start the spirit box sessions again, then things calm down. But cannot prove that, you know. And as well as that, you know, when it comes to the items, you have two things going on there. You've got items and you've got ITC. What is the cause to activity here? Is it the spirit box? Is it the items? I just really don't know. The other question is it scary? Well, I'm a paranormal investigator, and when something happens that stuns me, the first thing that comes into my mind is, how is this possible? How is it done? I need to shut this dog up for a second. My dog has been featured lately in a number of videos because she's a habit of... She knows when I'm doing a video because I'm talking to the camera and she's not getting attention. Here, do you want a little treat? You're doing your party piece. She's doing high five for everybody. Do your dance. High fives for everyone. Right. I've lost my trail of thought. Alright. Fear is a shown weakness, and I try not to do that. Now, there was one occasion which will baffle me for the rest of my life. There was a doll in the hallway, and it was thrown about 6 foot, and it hit me on the side of the hip. And this doll was, the weight of this doll was about a bag of sugar, about a kilo, like. The things that go through my mind is, why was it thrown at me? And the other thing that kicked in straight away, how is this possible? And you're over there trying to debunk it. Did it fall off the shelf? But then how did it travel 6 foot and not just down? Do you know? But that was the only major sort of incident that happened here. I was woken up early one morning with the sound of a child running up and down the hallway, and when I got up, my dog was running up and down as if it was playing with somebody. My dog is lazy as anything. She just lies around. But I thought I was dreaming, and I sat up in the bed and I could hear this giggling and laughing and running up and down the hallway. And then I realised I am not sleeping, I am awake. And I put my hand to the door, and then all of a sudden opened it, and it just silence. There was nothing. And all I could see was my dog out of breath in the hallway. Can I link that to ITC or spirit or attachments to objects? It was more sort of... I have more evidence to say that it was attached to a certain teddy bear, which was a static bear that I had bought, that a team sold to me, who couldn't use it anymore because they brought it into a hospital for an abandoned hospital, and they since that investigation they had increased activity in their house, and they got sick of it and they decided to sell it on. And they told me the story after I had bought it, because it wasn't listed as a haunted item. It was just a static bear, static sensors in this bear. But this is, since that investigation, they done spirit box sessions. They've had activity in the house, and there was a child-like voice kept coming through, called Tim. And then I done spirit box sessions, getting the same name come through, without prompting in any way, So it's difficult to know. But the thing is, I try not to show fear, because fear could make things worse, People say that we open up portals by spirit box sessions, Ouija boards and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I hear the argument for that, but I'm not going to take it serious unless I see proof. If I see physical proof of that. So that's why I'm never going to sort of jump on the bandwagon and agree with that without having some sort of proof myself. So I just, basically, I don't know. Have I been discouraged from doing spirit box sessions? So some of my viewers say, you need to stop doing spirit box sessions in your house, because you're gonna mess up your house. You're gonna bring in something that you're gonna regret. I've got no evidence of that. I've got no evidence of that, and I certainly. It doesn't scare me doing this. Some people are saying, I'm afraid to do spirit box sessions in the house in case I bring something in. Again, I got no evidence either way. I'm not saying that it doesn't. It could be that it's not a probable cause, but I can't say that it is either. So I thought I would just come on and just talk about it for a few minutes. I did reply to the comment, but it's nice to sort of talk about it on a video as well. And I have a number of questions on Facebook, and I'm sorry I'm behind on Facebook at the moment, but yeah, if people have questions to ask, I have no problem in answering it. But at the end of the day, at the same time, you need to take into account that this is my opinion and experience, and I'm not on YouTube to freak people out or make scary content, because you've seen me in paranormal investigations slagging off people that have ran scared out of graveyards. I say just go and do the job, collect your information, bring it home, investigate it. There's nothing scary about the paranormal. Sometimes there is. Now, being afraid, this is a theory I'm putting out there. Fear on an investigation. One of our experiences, and which was our last investigation, myself and Rachel done together. We had finished up the paranormal investigation, and we decided we'd check out a place that we were going to go into in future, and we ended up doing a spirit box session, and both of us were affected, sort of physically, and that, and we did get a negative response on the spirit box. I was called a fat. See you on Tuesday, and those kind of things don't come up on the radio. And around that time, both of us were feeling affected. Rachel affected more than myself. Was there fear around it? Maybe a little bit, but what is fear in those situations? Are we fearful because we don't understand the paranormal community? Because none of us do. At the end of the day, we go out to gather paranormal evidence, and we're gathering this evidence not knowing what the paranormal world does, where the paranormal world is, and why the paranormal world does the things that they do. And for us, for humans, the unknown is the thing that scares humans the most, and in a lot of cases, fear is our own internal fear. We're not in danger, but sometimes we're feared because it's the unknown, and the paranormal is the unknown. So I hope that sort of helps in some way, because I do find when you're asked paranormal questions, it's very difficult to give a straight answer, because none of us are experts in any of this. And the reason why there is no experts in all of this is because we actually don't know what we're doing. No, it sounds funny and it sounds strange, but we actually don't know what we're doing, because we don't know what we're investigating. In a lot of cases, we cannot even prove that we're communicating with the spirits of dead people. We just sometimes assume that. So, that is basically the nuts and bolts of it. We actually go out to and we do ITC, and ITC we often hear, we're dead, this and that. But can we trust the information that we're given from ITC either? Paranormal investigating is investigating the unknown, and it's no matter how long it has been investigated, it's still the unknown, if you know what I mean. I'm going to go because this dog is doing my head in, begging for more treats. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully I'll catch up on some more of these questions. This question was actually on YouTube and that. Sometimes I like to talk about them more than because sometimes my replies are like a book, and it's just easier to talk about them, even though I did reply to it and it was a bit of a book. But just thought I would share that out there, because a lot of people would have a similar sort of question. See you in the next video, folks.